Hi. So, where am I supposed to start? I'll tell you where am I supposed to start. Today's day has been completely amazing. And when I just say amazing, it's not the usual word that I use at all times. It was just something utterly beautiful. I just cannot really. I really am out of words at this point because even when I'm trying to recollect everything today, it just feels a bit something which is going out of the place or something which was not meant to happen this early in my life, but still it is happening. So I guess that is something I really have to cherish, and I am happy about that. I'm really grateful, really thankful about that. Today was day 4 in our solo trip, and today was the day where we explored Chitkul and Kalpa. We are currently in Kalpa. We are going to stay the night over here, and this is a nice Hotel Akash, and the view outside is really good. But yes, we have explored Chitkul in the morning, a bit of Kalpa in the evening, but oh my god, where do I start? I just cannot believe the things that I've seen today because today also marks the first time I've ever even seen a glimpse of Himalayas a bit close with a bit of snow. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I just am I'm very happy if you ask me. I just really am happy. And starting off, I'll just go one by one. We woke up early in the morning around 6:30 a.m. at the hotel that we were staying at Sangla, and after that we just waited for hot water to come through because it was 7 degrees in the morning. Amazing views in the morning. First thing I wake up, I see clouds passing through the mountains, and this was just beautiful to watch. Not just beautiful to watch, but to just feel it, the cool breeze which was hitting my entire body, and the morning goosebumps that you get at the moment you wake up when you're yawning and you have those goosebumps piling up. So that was what was exactly happening, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing. We quickly got into the shower. We took a quick shower. We got ready. After I got ready, I just went ahead, set up my tripod again, and clicked few amazing pictures, back view photos, especially covering the scenery comparatively to covering me in the photo. So they came out really well. And then we got down, we had some breakfast. After we had some breakfast, it was time to load the luggage. And today I am still moving with the same set of people with whom I was moving along yesterday. I didn't want to get into another new traveler. So after breakfast, we loaded the entire luggage. After we loaded the luggage, we get on to the traveler. And once we get into the traveler, the journey begins. And this time, I would say the journey was a bit scary. The roads were very narrow. The driver was very confident, and the passengers were very terrified. That's all that I can tell you as a small glimpse. The roads were very narrow. They were fully made out of mud. No proper grip on the tires as well. So it was kind of scary. And the mountains were almost like they were falling over. The mountains were falling over. This was the road, and we were cramped up in the space between where we had to go, which was again a very beautiful scenario. But scary one? Definitely yes. That is what exactly happened. We just kept going a long journey. Again, the river which we saw yesterday, we met that same river, is the Baspa River, which flows through in the Himachal, starting from Chitkul, which was where we were going to, and it then just goes ahead and merges into the Sutlej River, which we will see in a couple of days. So now, when we started, and the Kaza, I'm sorry, not Kaza, when we started, the Chitkul route was a bit tricky because unfortunately, or I can even say fortunately, there was a landslide which took place. And because of this landslide, we had almost 1.5 hour stall, and we just had to stop and just wait for the road to clear and the government officials to just get on with their work and get this entire thing sorted to a side so that the vehicles can start moving. But again, the reason why I say that we were fortunate was because we missed being in that chaos of the landslide in just 5 minutes. Like if we would have started 5 minutes early, we would have been in that scene, like around the rocks at least. So we were lucky enough to start 5 minutes late compared to what we thought. So that's one thing. And but in the meantime, during that landslide, that 1.5 hour, we found a standalone rock which was really beautiful to get on top of and get the entire view of the mountains and get beautiful photos, which is what we did as usual. And there were construction workers and labor workers who were going ahead and working to get the road fixed for us, for whom we are definitely thankful. And after that was done, we started to Chitkul again. We resumed our journey. We went to Chitkul, and oh my God, what am I supposed to say? Chitkul is the last village of India in the Tibet-India border. So Tibet is ideally that's something that's falling into China's border. So it's the last village in this high altitude of almost 11,500 kilometers of an altitude up in the sky. So that was a very beautiful experience entering into Chitkul because we knew the altitude was just going up, up, and up. And after a point of time, we got down and we saw all the last stops. They were the last of everything. There was the last Indian post office, there was the last Indian dhaba, there was the last Indian bank. There were many last of things when you see it at the border of Chitkul. But we ignored all of this, and I'll happily say we ignored all of this because we are also going to find all these same places in Kaza as well. We ignored all these things because the Baspa River, which actually originates from the melting glaciers of Chitkul, the river was shaping up so beautifully on mountains on almost all three sides. The river was flowing in with such force, and the sounds of the river were just beautiful to just hear them, right? We took many photos. I personally took many photos with the signboard of I love Chitkul, and then the view from top there of the entire mountains and the river flowing through. And it was kind of a situation where the river was flowing through and the river was leaving us, but we were chasing the river and going to the point where it's originating from. And that was very beautiful for me to see it. And then we decided that we will go ahead and go to the complete bottom instead of staying on the top. Let's just go to the complete bottom. Let's just go to the bridge. And from the bridge as well, let's just go a little bit more down so that we can just see the river from the banks of it. That was what we thought. And successfully, even though there was a bit of a mishap, we went ahead and we did go completely to the bottom, where onto the river banks. And oh my God, I I really cannot explain you this moment of my life. First time ever in my life, I've had water so pure, so refreshing, so everything. Glacial water melting from the mountains, forming and going into a river. There was a small stream which was flowing, and this small stream was being joined into the main river that was flowing through. I stopped at this small stream. I was just sitting down and I just put my hands into that water, and I couldn't have my hand for more than 5 seconds into it because it was freezing cold. But I just took a gulp of it and I had some water, and I just, I genuinely cannot express that happiness. And I'm pretty sure I'll remember this for a lifetime. The first time I had the actual Himalayan water, not the Himalayan water which are packed in a bottle, which they claim to be actual Himalayan water with added minerals and blah, blah, blah. But the actual ones, the actual glacial water, just scooping it and having a sip of it. I I genuinely did not have plans of doing all of this until my solo trip, which I had planned later, sometime around when I'm 25 or 26. But this happening so quick was just something too mesmerizing for me and unforgettable. Unforgettable. At that water, there were flowers at a ground level, small flowers. I just slept over there. I just lied down on the ground, and I had a few friends of mine take some pictures of me. But that moment where the sun was directly hitting me on my eyes, but it was not yet burning me or burning my eyes because it was not that hot, and there were clouds always coming through to give me shade. It's just completely beautiful, man. I really can't explain it. Fast forward, after we moved from Chitkul, we started from Chitkul and we went ahead and we were on our journey to Kalpa. Once we were in Kalpa, we went to the famous suicide spot in Kalpa. And oh, I must say that was scary. That really was scary. The visuals of it were itself very scary. And when we were getting out of our vehicle itself, we were on the edge of the hill. So basically, if this was where if you slipped and you would have just definitely fallen through, we got down over here. So getting down off there was also very scary. I don't even know why it became a suicide spot or why it became famous or how many people actually committed suicide over there. But oh my god, that was very scary. But again, at the same time, I saw Himalayas for the first time, very up close, as I mentioned. And my face was just something else. I was lightening up from the inside, and that was what was showing up on my face as well. I wish to see the Himalayas real soon, real close. Someday even climb one of them. But yes, day 4 was an amazing 10 out of 10. Tomorrow we'll be starting to Tabo. Then we'll be going to some important places, starting our actual Spiti journey, which will now start and comprise of Tabo, Kaza, Hekim, Langza, and many other places. Then we have the infamous Chadratal Lake. But anyways, let's not fast forward so much into it. A good night for now, and bye bye.